Welcome everyone and we thank you for attending our first virtual graduate and professional schools expo. My name is Charmaine Roderick. I'm the Career Resource Advisor at Trent University's Careerspace. At Careerspace, we provide virtual appointments, workshops, online resources, and opportunities like this to connect with a lot of employers and recruiters. And all our services are free for Trent University students and alumni. You can visit our website at trentu.ca/careerspace to book an appointment or to check out some of our resources and learn about our services. So I'm really thrilled to have Jennifer here from the Queen's University Master of International Business program. Jennifer, maybe if I can get you to put your contact information in the chat box. You probably have that on your slide, but if you have put that in the chat box, that would be great for our students. After Jennifer's presentation, we'll have a few minutes for her to answer some questions. And I'm asking you to put those questions in the Q&A feature, and then we'll address those after Jennifer's presentation. So this is being recorded, and our plans are give us a couple of days to do some editing, and we will be putting this up on our Careerspace YouTube channel, because we know students may still, even though they have online classes, it could be concurrent, and a lot of people can't attend when they need to, and so that information will be there. So students, if any of your colleagues or your friends wanted to attend this and couldn't, just let them know. It will be posted on the Careerspace YouTube channel, and then we'll also be promoting it, like, did you miss it, and so that way it's great that they can access this valuable information that you're going to give us. So without further ado, I'm going to let you present that information now. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. What I'm going to do, I am actually going to share the screen because I do have a few slides to share with everybody. All right, so welcome everybody. First of all, I would just like to thank everybody for joining me on a Friday afternoon. I'm sure that there's probably other things that you'd probably like to be doing on a Friday afternoon, but I appreciate you coming and listening to my presentation. I'm going to actually speak about 4 different programs that we offer at Smith School of Business. There are 4 individuals that are just finishing up their undergrads and wanting to take that next step into grad school with no work experience. So again, I'm Jennifer McNeely. I'm from Smith School of Business. We're located in Kingston, Ontario, and we are associated with Queen's University. So I am the program manager for our Masters of International Business program. It is one of the programs that I will be speaking to all of you about in the next couple slides. So if at any point in time you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat box or wait for the end of the presentation. I'd be happy to answer any of those questions. And so as I indicated, at Smith, we do offer courses and programs for students that don't have any work experience. And one of the benefits of that is that we've developed these different programs to help develop the skills that you've already learned in your undergrad. And it's very complementary to the skills that you've learned in your undergrad. It helps you dive a little bit deeper into different specializations and just different disciplines. Most of our programs that we do offer have some sort of team component. So program offices put you into a team and you actually get to work with those individuals throughout the program. And what we've come to realize is that those skills that you're developing in the team concepts will really help you in your career path, because when you enter into your career, you don't actually get to choose the team that you're working with. And so I'm not going to say that it's always a honeymoon feeling when you're working with other team members, but we will help you develop those skills to go through uncomfortable conversations, how to celebrate with your team. And then as well, we also, for most of the programs that I'll be talking about, we also offer consulting projects. And so you actually get to work with different companies. And so as you're going through the programs, you're actually gaining a little bit of work experience to help you with your career path. And so what Smith School of Business does is we augment the undergrad program that you've done. So let's say if you're in an engineering program and you're wanting to go into a business program, we have programs that have been developed to help bring your engineering skills into the business aspect as well. As well, we also have a career advancement center, and they're there to help you learn and develop the skills to help you rocket into your careers. And as well, if you're in a career right now and you're not sure what you want to do, they'll also help you with that in regards to what is the next step. And the personalization of all of our programs, and I would say Smith is very good at this, is that we don't see you just as a student member, we actually see you as a human being and a person. So when you come into the different program offices, you actually get welcomed by your name. So as administration, and I can also speak about our faculty members, they get to know everybody by your actual name. And for all of the programs, there's usually an administrative person that's either now on Zoom when we go remote for our classes, or when we're allowed to be back in person classes, there's always administration that are at the doors of the classroom. And this gives us an opportunity to get to know you as a person, but it's also to find out if there's anything happening, if there's any problems with your classes, if there's ever a time that you need advising. So we really get to know you. And then after you're done the programs, we still keep in touch with you. We have a huge alumni base that is global. Even today, this morning, I was on a call at 9:30, and I was actually in a recruiting session with 3 individuals that were part of the Masters of International Business program from 2016. I've kept in touch with these students. I still know where they are. I know where they live. I know the jobs that they're doing. And it gave me an opportunity to introduce them to new students to the program. So that's just one, I think that's one of the special aspects of the programs that we offer at Smith. The other thing that we do within Smith in our programs is something that we call the Smith Edge. These are different elements that we look at in regards to all of our programming. The elements themselves can differ a little bit depending on the programs that you're looking at, but we're looking at different things like teamwork and developing those skills. We look at cultural backgrounds and cultural intelligence. We give workshops on cultural intelligence, because what we've started to realize in the business environment is that you need to have that globalization and that global feel to be able to work in business environments these days. The other thing that we do try and do as well is we specialize and we make students be aware of themselves. So through our own personal coaching that we offer through our career advancement services, through the administration of the programs, we offer just different coaching styles that make students become aware of who they are so that they can develop on their skills. They can also enhance their strengths and work on their weaknesses so that when they enter into the business world, they can use those skill sets that they're developing through the programs that we offer. The experience and exploration, that comes in again with the teamwork and then also the consulting projects. There are several opportunities within the different programs that will allow students to get in front of real life businesses and develop skills that will help them when they go into their careers. So the first program I was going to talk to you guys about is if anybody isn't a business student already, but is wanting to take the lead and jump into business, we have the Graduate Diploma in Business program. It's a 4-month program and it's offered between the months of May and August. So what you would do is you'd come to Kingston, you'd be on campus for those 4 months, and you'd actually be completing 9 of our MBA electives. And the nice thing about that program is you don't need to have any work experience, whereas with a full-time MBA program, you need to usually have at least 2 years professional work experience, if not 4 to 5 years of work experience. So the Graduate Diploma in Business program is for anybody that's just finishing their grad or their undergrad programs. You come to Kingston for the 4 months, and then you do 9 MBA courses. Those 9 MBA courses will actually stay on your Queen's transcript and you can go out, get some work experience, and then come back and take the full-time MBA program at a later date. The other thing that the GDB program does is it actually opens the door for you to come and take the Masters of International Business program. And so I'm gonna, on my next slide, I'll talk to you about the MIB program and the admissions for it and how the GDB is associated with the MIB program. The other program that is for the Masters of Innovation and Entrepreneurship. This program is a 12-month program. It starts in August and it goes until the following July. This program, you can be anywhere in the world to take it. There's 3 times in the year though that you do have to come to Kingston for our boot camps. So you'd have to have 10 days where you come to Kingston, and with those boot camps, you're doing anything in between academics and different workshops and getting to know your classmates that you're actually in school with. The Masters of Innovation and Entrepreneurship program are for those individuals that either have a key business concept and not sure how to put it in place, or somebody that's working in an environment and has an innovative idea of how to make that environment better. So it's for entrepreneurs and also for intrapreneurs. The Masters of International Business program, it's either a 12-month or a 24-month program. The MIB program was just ranked again for the 2nd year in a row as the #1 program in North America by Financial Times. The single degree, so the 12-month program, starts in September, goes to the following August. In that 12 months, what you would do is you would be in Kingston from September till December. In the winter semester, you go on an international exchange. That international exchange is mandatory. So you would have to select from one of our 50 partner universities of where you're going to go on exchange. The last component of that program is you're actually doing an international consulting project. So you're working in a core team, working with an actual business and developing some consulting skills while going through the whole program. The 24-month side of the MIB program is you would be in Kingston from September until the following August, doing all of your core courses and electives. And then the 2nd year, you would actually be doing an MSc at one of our 10 partner universities. So in 2 years, you would actually gain 2 different graduate programs, which is very nice because when you graduate, the complementary set of skills that you would have are the very practical skills that the MIB program provides you, and then also the academic skills that the MSc at the partner university would provide you. And then the last program that I wanted to talk to you about is our Masters of Finance, which is offered in Beijing. And so that program, again, it's a 12-month program. You would actually have to move to Beijing, China. You would actually gain a Masters of Finance from Queen's University, and you get a certificate from our partner university, Renmin University. The nice thing about the Masters of Finance in Beijing is that it can be done all in English, and then there's also an executive program where you can do the program in Mandarin. The graduates of that program, we've had several graduates that have landed great jobs in China, and then we've also had graduates come back and land great jobs in Canada. So for all of the programs that I've just spoken about, what I would say is that they are very personalized. So you can make the program what you want it to be. A lot of our programs offer international opportunities. We have a ton of student clubs that you can be part of. I know for the MIB program, we have a student exec council that we rely heavily on. There are different sort of social events, because the way we see any of our academic programs is that you need to have an academic program, but you still need to have fun. So we still offer cultural nights, international potlucks. We have boat cruises where we take the students out and they get to know each other, but then they also get to know the administration. For some of our courses, our programs, there are elective courses, so you can specialize within your graduate program, which is quite nice. We have a career advancement center that you would get introduced to during your program launches. So you get introduced to your career coach, and they will help you through the whole program to develop skills so that you can land a job when you're done. Because the way that we see students being successful in any of our programs is not only completing the program and getting your degree, but it's also being able to land a job, and the job that you're really wanting to get when you're done the program. So if you're interested in any of the programs, the nice thing about Smith, and I would say something that we do very well, is, again, it's that personalization for students applying into any of our programs. So on this screen, there's a few of our application advisors. And when you submit your application online, you would actually get a dedicated application advisor, and they would advise you through the whole application process. They'll let you know what documents are still needed for your application. They would set up for any of our programs. You do have to have an interview with the director of the program or the admission, somebody from the admission committee. So they would set up that interview for you. They would talk you through the whole process to ensure that you have everything ready for admission into any of our programs. Once you get admitted into the program, then you get introduced to somebody like myself, a program manager. And then what we do is we talk you through all of the programming stuff that needs to be done before you start the programs. And so that is my last slide. So as I said, I'm here to help you pick your path. And if you have any questions, feel free to send them to me. I know we said this very quickly, but I knew that I was on a bit of a timeline. So I'd be happy to answer any of your questions.
And so just a reminder, if you have any questions right now, please enter them in the Q&A section. And I know Jennifer would be happy to answer them right away. Jennifer, you did mention like, you know, any degree, but is there a preference for certain degrees, or do you see certain people coming from certain background degree wise are more successful through the program or not?
So the only one that has a specific degree that we is for the Masters of International Business program. Students would have to have an undergrad in business to come into that program. The reason for that is we're on the assumption that students already have the business foundations, and now we're going to specialize into international business. However, when I was talking about the graduate diploma in business program, if students were interested, so that program is open to anybody with any degree discipline. If a student was to come through, do the GDB, they could actually come in the MIB program without a GMAT or anything, which is quite nice. The Masters of Finance in Beijing, and then also the MMIE program, as long as it's an undergrad degree, then that is part of the admission process. That's completely fine.
Okay, and I did have someone just asked a question. What is the admission requirements for the Master in International Business?
So for the MIB program, as I said, you need to have an undergrad in business. For your G or for your average for your grades, we're looking to have a B+ and above in the last 2 years of your undergrad. If you have a business undergrad, there's no GMAT that is required. There'll be 2 references. Your personal statement of experience in regards to why the MIB program, a copy of your resume, and as well as I said, you'd have to have an interview. So you'd have an interview with Carrie Regan, who is the director of our program. And there's also, we do a thing that's called Cura interview. So we give you 3 random questions and you have to answer those questions, and it's all online. It's okay. You'd be doing it on camera.
So I know it's probably very competitive to get into your awesome programs. Any sort of tips or hints that you could give our students, our audience, about, like general tips about how they can be a successful applicant? I know you have those advisors, but even before they start, any tips that you could give our students?
Yeah, absolutely. So for the MIB program, I'm very familiar with that program and the admissions just because of my history with the program. What I would say for the program and admissions, we're always looking for that global citizen. So somebody who's had an international exchange in their undergrad or has had some international exposure, and who's always wanting to work in different cultures and having that diverse background situation. In regards to,
So can I just interrupt for a
yeah,
second? And
yeah,
so by that international experience, you don't just mean like a paid experience, even if they were volunteering overseas or uh, something like that. It doesn't have to be like a paid.
that's right, absolutely. Any sort of experience. What we like to see in our applicants are those people that are willing to take sort of the next step or a bit of a challenge in getting themselves out of their comfort zone. For the MIB program, we do put students into core teams that are usually 5 or 6 people. They usually represent 5 or 6 different nationalities. And so it's that individual that is hoping to get a different perspective on everything, really. So if it's volunteer work internationally, then that works as well.
Okay, great. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that's okay. That's
Okay.
all right.
There's another question here. If someone doesn't have a 75% in his or her last 2 years, will they still have a chance to get admission?
They could still have a chance. The admission committee may just ask them to write the GMAT then.
Oh,
I've also seen in the past, because we understand that people go through all kinds of stuff. I mean, COVID has thrown a corkscrew into everybody. So there are times and chances where students or applicants can go through the process and have that interview with the admissions committee and sort of talk about what happened. And we've even seen within the personal statement of experiences
right.
received people explaining what has happened. So absolutely, you don't have the B plus and above, then you can still start the application
Could
process for
still.
sure.
Okay, great. Let me just see. I think another question. Um, oh, I think you already answered this. Is GMAT waived off for those who have above 75 in the final 2 years?
Yeah,
You just
that's
said,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I do want to throw in before we finish, just to let the students know. You heard Jennifer speak about the personal statement and those things. We at Trent, we're having a workshop to help you initially have that good personal statement. So save the date, Tuesday, November 10th from 1 till 2 p.m. We'll have it posted in our events calendar where you can go and register for that workshop. Also, we're going to have a Trent specific graduate and professional schools expo on the November 13th from 9 till 4. Same thing, you'll be able to register on the student experience portal in the events calendar on the November 13th date. And it'll be the same format as we've been doing today for the professional and graduate schools expos. So I think you've answered all the questions that we have here. And a reminder to the students that this is going to go up on our Careerspace YouTube video. So please tell your friends to go there and learn more about this amazing program. And I do want to thank you, Jennifer, for taking the time to present and such clear
Yeah,
information, and to thank our students for taking the time to attend too.
absolutely. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Take care.